Hello, everyone. My name is Naledi Mfoloe, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the latest edition of the African Diaspora News channel, where we unravel the stories that shape our world and our communities. Today, we dive deep into the currents of information, from the pulse of politics to the heartbeat of entertainment. We've got it all covered, so please stay tuned for a news experience like no other. Today, we address a compelling topic that has actually resonated deeply with many Black Americans. Now, this is the idea of making a Blaxit or relocating to Africa to escape the pervasive racism and discrimination experienced in the United States. Now, this wave of migration, particularly influenced by COVID-19 pandemic and the racial reckoning following the murder of George Floyd, has seen Black Americans seeking a new life abroad. Now, it's a multifaceted story that encompasses dreams of acceptance, ancestral connections, and a quest for a place where their identity is not questioned and undermined. Now, the promise of life in Africa is encapsulated in the experiences of individuals like Mark and Marlene Bradley, Jessica Washington, and Shoshana Ziraba, among many others. Now, these Black Americans have found not only a lower cost of living, but more crucially, an environment from the relentless racial biases they faced in the United States. Now, Jessica Washington, for instance, relocated to Rwanda in 2020, where she now runs a rabbit farm. Now, her 6-bedroom house, complete with avocado trees and a spectacular view, cost a mere $500 a month. Now, this is a contrast to the skyrocketing housing costs in the United States. For Jessica, this move provided not just economic relief, but a profound emotional liberation. She says that one of the things I wanted to get away from was just a little while was being a Black woman. She said, highlighting the exhausting expectations of the unwavering strength and resilience placed on Black women in America. For some, to move to Africa, it is about reconnecting with ancestral roots. Programs like Sierra Leone's Path to Citizenship and Ghana's Beyond the Return campaign have actively encouraged the African diaspora to come home. Now, these initiatives have seen a significant influx of Black Americans who are eager to actually establish a deeper connection with their heritage, which I find very interesting.
You don't get freedom in the United States. You get the illusion of freedom. You get this American dream, which, if you listen to those two words, it is a dream. You never really own your own home. You never do. You're paying property taxes one way or the other. You never get truly organic or clean food because the soil that the food is grown in, if it's grown in soil and in a lab, that soil is tainted. Everything about America is a facade. Now, I don't want to take away from the good work that a lot of us are doing in the U.S., but the reality is we put forth so much effort in so many different sectors, but we'll never truly get the benefit of our skill set in the U.S. You can't. It's already tainted from the very beginning. You grow a strawberry, that strawberry is not going to be as delicious as it would be in Africa.
Now, Shoshana Ziraba's story is particularly touching. Now, moving to Uganda in 2021 to join her Ghanaian husband, Shoshana transitioned from being a minority within a minority in the US to actually enjoying a communal lifestyle on family land. Now, her presence in Uganda has allowed her to live authentically free from the 1,000 cuts of daily racism she endured in America. And she says, I didn't know the extent of my encounters to racism until I didn't have to do any of that. Now, she reflected, emphasizing the subtle yet pervasive nature of racial prejudice in her former life. Now, if we must be honest, right? Though relocating to Africa doesn't magically erase all challenges, Black Americans often find themselves navigating the complexities of being perceived as foreigners in countries where everyone shares their race, but not necessarily their cultural background. Now, this can unfortunately lead to a sense of othering that can be both surprising and unsettling to them, right? In wrapping up this complex and multifaceted conversation, I think it's clear that the decision to relocate to Africa is deeply personal and layered with both promise and pitfalls. Now, the idea of a life free from suffocating grip of systematic racism and the opportunity to connect with one's roots are powerful motivators, if I have to say so myself. However, prospective Blaxiters must approach this journey with a balanced view, understanding that both the potential of liberation and the inevitable challenge of adaptation need to be considered. Ultimately, the Blaxit movement speaks to a broader desire for acceptance, belonging, and a chance to experience life without the constant burden of racial prejudice. Whether or not Africa is the right choice for everyone, I think it's opened up a necessary dialogue about seeking environments where one can thrive fully and authentically. What are your thoughts about this? Let's engage in the comment section, shall we? We want to hear from you. And while you're at it, please give this video a thumbs up. That's it from me. Till we meet again.